What a lovely establishment. They're not just collectibles, they have a purpose. Okay.
This
maybe
is
for
the
upgrades.
Pub, closed for business. Half the district marked off as dead from the plague. We're right under the Lord Regent's nose, and he don't know a thing. Of course, if anyone finds out what we're up to, the Watch will break in with swords drawn. And now that you've escaped, the Lord Regent's going to be tearing the city apart. Take you up to meet Admiral Havelock and the rest of the Loyalists. The Admiral's a man to be reckoned with. If anyone can help you find that missing girl, Lady Emily, and clear your name, he can.
All right. You never managed to find, or you think you never managed to find all the gold in a level, huh? Mission clues. Samuel the Boatman has smuggled you across the river from Coldridge Prison. He works for an underground movement opposed to the illegal reign of the Lord Regent and has brought you to meet the members of the organization. So, I'm surprised that there are people who are aware that I'm innocent, because there were no witnesses, aside from maybe the conspirators. Maybe they just know that because I would never, they know me well enough and the Empress, or the Queen, that I would never do such a thing. Oh, wow. I wonder how much exploring we can do. Can I get through this gate? Oh, shoot! What the hell? What the hell was that? What's hurting me here? What? Was it like, sewage? I mean, radiation from, like, from waste or like an acid? So I guess we can't go over there. Maybe there's, like, fish that are eating me? Oh, shoot! I'm gonna die! Get out! Ugh! Ugh! Ooh, I like this whispering effect that happens when you're about to die. I wonder what that is. Damn, well, I am very badly hurt. Let's switch back to my crossbow for one. I guess I'm gonna have to use an elixir, unfortunately. I can hear somebody talking.
I expect they're hard at work in there. Best join them. The bodyguard get whoever really killed the Empress.
Wait, let's listen to him first.
I have. It still amazes me that someone could get to the Empress and young Lady Emily.
No one knows the real story, Trevor. We all
Hagfish? I was getting eaten by hagfish?
He's strong and
They'll eat my soul?
but I hope he understands subtlety as well.
This is
That's terrifying.
fancy dress parties. The reality is that we need men killed. Have you ever killed a man?
Only with my wit. But it's a fair point as always. He'll be here soon and I'm looking forward to meeting him.
I'm looking forward to meeting you too.
Welcome to the Hound Pit Pub, sir. How may I help?
Hello, sir. I am Wallace, and this is Cecilia. We have been informed of your arrival and will do our best to stay out of your way while you conduct your business.
Yes. Lydia's a servant here as well.
Well, excuse me while I grab this copper. If you don't mind. I am gonna go and talk with them, but before we progress anything, we might as well explore. Right? Can I break a barrel? Nope. Take this, hagfish! The way he throws is interesting. There's no, like, arc to it. It's almost like I'm firing a weapon. It just projects straight out. Alright, we'll go inside in a second. I just want to check the right side. Excerpt from a book on the far continent, Pandesia. At the Academy of Natural Philosophy, they speak of the Pandesian continent as a place of wonder, where all life has entwined and blossomed across eons, producing a vibrant ecology unrivaled in the civilized world. The overseers from the Abbey of the Everyman, by contrast, talk of horror and heresies. Propaganda, eh? Of cults of submen engaged in brutal, perverse rituals. That is the kind of lies that people make up to get people to stay away from a place or be afraid of it or to have prejudice against it. The few have traveled to the far continent and came back to the Isles. Those who have actually touched the soil there have returned with notes that describe vast deserts, deep jungles, and outlandish creatures that defy belief. Once in a generation, a great effort is mounted to build a colony there, in hopes of this someday growing into a port city to rival Dunwall itself. But to date, these attempts have all ended in madness and failure, so maybe it is a dangerous place. If you submerge under the water surface, you can see the hagfish swimming towards you. Oh, that's cool. We'll try and get a good look at him at some point. That was a lot of coin. Alright, I'm ready. Let's go in the pub. What happens if I drink water? Does that also give me health?
Port district has been added to the evacuation list. The Weeper count for the month of Seeds has increased. The Lord Regent has decreed that plague ordinances will remain in effect through the month of rain. Stay alert and stay loyal.
Here's another book. So this is from a book of sea shanties. Huh. What will we do with the drunken whaler? What will we do with the drunken whaler? What will we do with the drunken whaler early in the morning? I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to sing it because we all know this tune. Feed him to the Wait, that doesn't work. Feed him to the hungry rats for dinner. Feed him to the hungry rats for dinner. Feed him to the hungry rats for dinner early in the morning. All right, maybe not. We'll just read it. Way hey, and up she rises. Way hey, and down. Slice his throat with a rusty cleaver. Jesus Christ. Stuff him in a sack and throw him over. Way hey, and she rises. Early in the morning. You get the gist. Hello.
My, you must be Corvo. I am Lydia, at your service. Your room is upstairs and ready. When they told me who it was, well, I thought you'd be older, like the Admiral.
Well, excuse me. Overseer Invocations by Overseer Abram Templeton. Templeton. And as I say to you, brothers, it is here that we make our stand as a righteous force against the growing darkness. It is here that we unite against the spirits of the unknown that would drag us screaming into the night, never to return to our homes, to our families. Together we will serve as a rod to those who would stray from the herd for the foggy gray wastes of the outsider. We will burn a bright fire with our virtuous actions so that others will not lose their way. And to those who choose to wander beyond the walls of our homes and far places, we will strike at them swiftly before they whisper to their neighbors, filling their hearts with strangeness and doubt. Yeah, silence. Silence everyone who is trying to paint a different picture from the one that we are enforcing on the populace. Let me take that.
River traffic is forbidden from landing in the distillery district due to risk of infectious contact. Violators will be taken to the flooded district for treatment and rehabilitation.
Travel journal of a young whaler. A gaffer's tale. So is a whaler a gaffer? My sister Nina and I left Tivia together, saying goodbye to our aunt. The woman, I'm undecided. I know that just some people say aunt, some say aunt, but I mix it up all the time. I'm not really sure which one I prefer. The woman who had raised us since childhood. Leaving behind our home city of Yarrow and the cold, but beautiful white landscapes we had always known, we boarded a ship for Dunwall. Our parents had left us with a sizable inheritance, and we spent half of this getting to the capital city and establishing a small import shop dedicated to Tivian furs. Once I'd helped Nina establish the business, I was free to pursue my dream. Signing on with a whaling ship was the most exciting thing I'd ever done, and I saw it as a means to an end. Someday I would captain my own crew and eventually own a fleet of similar vessels. With tears in her eyes, Nina kissed me farewell, and I did not see her again for many months. As an apprentice to the gaffer, I got to see the trafficking and killing of the great beasts up close. Nothing had ever fired my spirit so. Oh yeah, real nice. As the wind and pounding waves racing after a wounded whale, being pulled by a skein of cables embedded in its thick flesh. Yeah, it's fantastic. I changed more in those first 7 months than I had in the previous 7 years. Whaling was beginning to put its mark on me so that Nina barely recognized me when I returned, tanned and sinewy with muscle, weather creases already wrinkling the corners of my eyes, but she could see that I was filled with joy, having found my purpose. That must be nice for you. Not nice for the whales, that's for sure. Excerpt from a book on naval history. The history of the belly button. While each of the Isles has some form of naval fleet, none is more envied than that of Bristol, with its long, proud history of great ships and the admirals who command them. Boys come of age in the cities of Bristol, hoping to someday captain such a ship, and family dynasties are made by those captains who track down famous pirates or crush seditious uprisings, as during the Morlaix insurrection. In times of war and peace, Bristol continues to innovate at the sea. The ship designs of Anton Sokolov himself now represent the highest standard in the whaling trade, allowing crews to haul their kill up over the deck and begin their butchery and processing even as the ship returns to Dunwall. The crews can be seen working on their latest whale as the ship moves slowly up the Wrenhaven River, coming to dock with one of the most powerful warehouse companies such as the Greaves Whaling House. Suspended in the rigging overhead and backlit by the setting sun, the silhouette of one of those creatures makes a moving sight as it cruises to its final resting place in the industrial heart of the capital city. Whaling seems like... I guess that's the big thing in this area. Huh?
Log entry 1-4. It seems we've moved to a new phase. Martin's improvisations have borne fruit. The former bodyguard has been freed and is en route to the staging location. With Pendleton's voting bloc and my military connections, all we've lacked is the ability to project lethal force in a controlled manner against a previously inaccessible... to the point, we need a man who can kill the bastards for us. Corvo is more than capable of that, I have no doubt. Enbog.
It makes sense. They need a point man.
Switch, where the hell is the...
It has been days since our men were dispatched to stash weapons for Corvo in the old sewer. They have not returned, so I can only hope that they succeeded in getting the packages delivered. Piero spent considerable time and resources making those things. If I could find a way to mass-produce them, the Dunwall Navy would secure its place as the dominant force on the globe. But back to Corvo. Can he actually break out of Coldridge? And if so, will he make his way here? I personally gave him odds of 1 in 5. These weapons are nothing special. They're only special in the hands of someone capable. A crossbow, it's only as good as someone is able to shoot it. And this retractable blade is only good in the hands of somebody who is actually going to use it for its intended purpose.
House or care for a friend or family member who shows signs of blood on their face and chest area. The only way to help them is to bring them
Oh,
to
damn it.
launch.
I hit the
They will
button
be taken
again.
to the flooded district for treatment.
See, this is something that would not happen on keyboard and mouse, which is a big downside. I just have to remember not to pay attention to not do that, to not press the trigger. Whoa, 100 coins.
My furnishings have been installed at last with no small amount of complaining by that antiquated boatman. The others have no idea what it's like to suffer as I have. Speaking of which... Wallace! Please breathe 2 bottles of Dunwall Red, never mind which, and fetch a clean glass. Well, I'll begin again tomorrow.
I'll understand what's up with the... Wait until you see some machinery powered by electricity. Really? You're basically saying there's a lot more that meets the eye. And as far as the whaling goes, I wonder if they need the whale oil to do something that's like really nutty that's going on. Oh, she has a key. Can I take her key? Lydia. I got her key. Oh!
Attention Dunwall citizens. Be advised, the river crust infestation has spread downriver, as far as the river mouth and flooded district. Do not attempt to approach
What's down
or
here?
destroy a river crust. Any
Oh wait, that's where they're gonna talk to me, so let's not do that yet.
state property
I want to find what this key unlocks. And I wonder if I can, like, put the key back on her hip so that she doesn't know anybody ever took it. Really? A brick wall for the 3rd floor. That is interesting. Is this a fake wall? No, it is not. I still have blood on my blade. I wonder if I can clean it in the sink. I really liked Makoto Shishio in Rurouni Kenshin when he had a blade that was made so that when as he cut people down, it would kind of, like, all of the fats and blood and everything would get caught in the blade, and he would use that to ignite it. I don't know if that's, like, a legit thing that could happen in real life, but... Oh, okay, so we can get over to this tower. This is interesting. It's really weird that... Ooh, Corvo's chambers. This is my room. Sorry, I keep getting sidetracked because there's new stuff popping up. I don't remember what I was going to say, but I'm sure it was not important.
Lady Emily Colquhoun was abducted 6 months ago during her mother's terrible murder.
And we can't do anything in the room. I can still do this after I talk to them. There's no illusory walls. It's worth a shot. What are you doing? Let's go downstairs. Alright, see you soon, Crewmere. We have a chain.
Attention all citizens. Curfew extends from sundown to sunrise unless you are otherwise authorized. Violators will be subject to interrogation.
Whoa, processed whale oil. That's a lot of coin. Why do they have a bunch of it down here? Can't go through there. Alright, I guess we'll probably should talk to them now.
We can
here we go.
This later, Lord Pendleton. The man of the hour is here. Corvo, I'm Admiral Havelock, a true servant of the Empire, like you. Until the Lord Regent purged those of us who wouldn't recognize his claim on the throne.
And I'm Lord Trevor Pendleton. I represent the nobility in our little group. But we all act as equals here at the Hound Pit's pub.
This is a momentous occasion, Corvo. I'm going to come out with it. We've been building a coalition of loyalists, aimed at ending the Lord Regent's tyranny and restoring the throne.
At risk of execution, we're committed to finding young Lady Emily and seeing her crowned as Empress.
We've got big plans.
I'm down for that.
We can't do any of it without you. We need your skills, your ability in a fight. And in helping us, we're going to help you destroy the men who murdered the Empress.
Sorry. You must be exhausted. We can discuss this further after you've recovered. But before you retire, you should introduce yourself to Piero. He's challenging at times, but his industrious mind buys him that right.
Yes. Piero's as much an artist as a technician. He's going to be crafting the gear you'll need. Go talk to him, and then get some sleep. We can talk more when you've rested.
It's very rude to blow secondhand smoke in somebody's face, sir. Alright, let's see. Is this just a bottle? Also, what did, Hidden allies. Mission clues. Piero is an inventor who is available to craft and upgrade equipment. That's nice.
Due to risk of infectious contact,
Good to have you with us.
violators will be taken to the flooded district for treatment and rehabilitation.
Apricot. What does apricot taste like? I've never had it before.
Have you talked to Piero yet?
No.
He made the weapons we left for you on your way out of Coleridge Prison. Go see him when you can.
Where is he again? I don't know where. I think his workshop is nearby. It's not in here. It's on the street somewhere. Although I still want to find this guy's room. We have a key for it. Is this it? Oh, we got some books, though. I've never had apricot? No, I have never had apricot. The Shadow on Bitterleaf. Finding my way to the feeble light of the dying fire, I saw her working. A large needle moved in her hand, following precise esoteric patterns, knots and loops of seamstress craft from ancient days. Beneath her needle, his body clenched and shuddered, shaking the wooden table. He's getting stitched up, huh? A morbid fascination pushed me closer, until she turned her blank face toward me, resting the needle in his flesh. With a refined tone, she addressed me. But you were the lover, I presume. You too have been unfaithful, and it is now your turn to be mended. Ooh.
Do not attempt to house or care for
I think there's a second book,
who shows signs of
The
blood
Young
on their face.
Prince of Tivia. And this is from a play? Lord Nathan Bale, shaking with outrage. How dare you, sir, clothed so in my very home? I should hand you over to the watch, depraved Tivian. Prince Kalasar, moving closer. That's a harsh welcome for royalty, my lord. Your daughter treated me with much more hospitality. Alas, she has gone out for the evening, leaving me all alone. And then Lord Nathan Boyle, stammering, studying the younger man before him. What are you doing? Leave this house. Go back to your frozen wasteland, pale rascal. Prince Kalasar, smiling coyly, reaching out. No need for your anger between us, Lord Bale. It is wrong. Is it so wrong for me to be here, as I've proven? I've developed an affinity for you and your family. And then Lord Nathan Boyle gasps. Oh my, Kalasar, your skin is so warm, it burns. This is weird.
The only way to help them is
Oh, there's a
to bring
coin.
them to the
I would have missed that. Oh, this is volume 2 for the Gaffer's Tale, the whaling guy. After more than a quarter of a century, I am done with whaling. Too broken to continue. I've seen all the corners of the isles and made more coin than most men see in a lifetime. But it's all gone. I've lived through an emperor and watched his daughter take the throne. Fair young empress she was, but slain so young. Oh, so this is very recent. Everything beautiful comes to die. I've eaten in every part of the known world and sailed in the loneliest waters you could imagine. I've seen the cliffs around Pandesia. Even the best of it doesn't give me an ounce of joy. The years come back across my dreams as a line of butchered bodies, long, sleek, and singing among the waves under the moonlight, only to be speared by ugly, weathered-scarred men who'd knife each other for a good pair of boots. Each year I had less time to come home. My tongue forgot the language of small chatter, and those who lived in the cities thought me odd. My sister Nina hardly knew what to say to me during our visits. When she lost her business to the Lord Regent's crooked barrister, I was 100 miles east of Morlaix, gaff hand frozen from the sleet as we tracked the first bull whale we'd seen in months. I helped her as much as I could, but Nina died in the early days of the plague. None of it mattered. If I'm jaded and bitter, it's because this industry has taken away my dreams. The world has beaten me. So very different feeling on whaling than he had before. And because that's written so recently, I wonder if this said person is one of the gentlemen that's going to be helping me. Litany on the White Cliff. I've read that one already. Looks like we didn't find anything here. Nothing useful anyway. You know what, though? There was an area that we could go up and across to the tower. I would like to check that out. Was it from here? Yeah, I think from over here. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, but here's the workshop. Right? You can hide bodies in a bin. Oh yeah, good point.
I'll be crafting your weapons and gear. All custom work. For you, I will create the tools of a master assassin. No! This cannot happen now. The tank of whale oil is running.
Ah.
Can you get a new tank from upstairs, please, while I hold this in place? Be careful. The oil's unstable. When it explodes, there's a terrible mess.
So whale oil is used for energy, for electricity. One of the advantages of Sokolov's technologies is that they share the same magnetic socket for the tanks of processed whale oil they use as fuel. When a tank is exhausted, another can be plugged into place with ease, and the process is simple enough that any common workman or even the lower guardsmen of the city watch can handle the task. This applies to the arc pylon and wall of light security systems, as well as the powered carriages used for transport by those few who are wealthy enough to afford them. The only obvious downside of Sokolov's designs is the volatility of the tanks themselves. Sometimes I get really tongue-tied with some of these excerpts. like names that I'm not used to saying then cause me to have trouble with later words in the same paragraph or sentence. A few incidents have occurred, resulting in damage to property or bodily harm whenever one of the tanks has exploded. So this is cool. That tells me a couple things. At some point, I'll be able to remove tanks of whale oil to shut down security systems, and I can throw them to cause explosions, which is going to be fun. It was from my room. Okay, thanks, Khmer. We'll go and check it out. Piero. No, I will not sign off on these purchases. A bag of powdered crystal? Tivian ore? What's wrong with the metals and crystal? King Sparrow feathers? If you need feathers, sacrifice your own pillow. I found all of these items, if he needs them. But they've been transformed into coins immediately, so I don't know if I still have them on me. Maybe at the Academy, everything you needed was paid for by tariff and handing out willy-nilly. But this is my bar, or what's left of it, and we're operating on a budget. We're running low on oil, food, elixir, building materials, and everything else, so you've got to slow down. While I'm footing the bill, I will not approve your purchases unless they are absolutely required. No more copper wire or special herbs. If you need these things, go out and scavenge them. Half the city is in ruins, so no one is going to miss any of the odd crap you seem to need. A second substitution. A lot of stuff to read, but every now and then there's a gem, so I'm going to do it. Throw an oil tank out the window just to see how they react. Yeah, you've planted quite an idea. That's going to be hard for me to not do that now. It is through no fault of my own that the average citizen has expressed a preference for Sokolov's elixir over my own formula, sold as Piero's remedy, a name I did not choose if you must know the truth. The public has spoken its usual message of idiocy, spending their coin as a means of selecting Sokolov's formula over mine, which I believe to be equal if not superior. So he has his own formula, huh? And much has been made over the popularity of these concoctions as a means of resisting this remarkable new plague. I say remarkable because the strain works with an efficiency we have not seen in the history of the Empire. This plague, now making its way through the city of Dunwall, is unrivaled in its effectiveness. I have studied it with the blood of those so afflicted, and it is nearly perfect. Elegant, in fact. And while it is true that Piero's remedy and Sokolov's elixir are known to protect the body against the plague equally, my own has properties not fully understood, which relate to the mind itself and the spirit. And it is in this way that my formula wins out. Here is where one should pay attention to this contest, where you see Sokolov's elixir, with its emphasis on the brute animal body, is a crass goo better suited for livestock. The subtle and secret variance in the key ingredients making Piero's remedy ensure that it works on the higher functions that separate humankind from the mindless blue-jawed hagfish swimming in the Wrenhaven River. But he didn't get into specifics. What does he mean that it works on the mind? Oh, for crying out loud. Yeah, what does he mean by that? Whale vivisection. Remarkably, each specimen I had the pleasure of studying during the voyage possessed some minor variance in physiology. On the second leg of the trip east of Tivia, the crew hauled aboard a female, some 42 feet in length. I estimate she weighed 35 tons, and the ship sat low, rocking side to side through the night with her thrashing. By candlelight, I took her apart, sketching and taking notes. Against her bellowing, I cut into the massive tentacles around her mouth. Within, I found row upon row of teeth and a baleen running along the upper jaw. Through this broom-like structure, I assume she filtered food from the water that was too small to be chewed. So this is interesting. These whales are apparently not the kind of whales that we are used to. I was imagining typical whales, but I don't think that's what they are.
The Academy teaches that absurd idea that the energy in whale oil arises from the need to maintain life functions at extreme ocean depths. The pressure and the cold are too much to endure without it. I speculate that a human being might, by a process of adaptation, produce high-energy humors in the body. I could build a tank that would slowly increase pressure on a subject over a long period of time and then observe them for years if need be to see if the formulation of energetic substances develop. Surely the Empress would be able to furnish me with facilities subject to the necessary legal amnesty.
That's not how that works, my man. People would adapt over generations, not a single person over years. Everything you pick up is sorted into consumables, mission items, notes, books, and audio notes, and loot that gets transferred into money. Yeah, I've definitely seen examples of each of those categories. Sokolov no longer has the upper hand with regard to supplies of whale oil. The good admiral has paid for the installation of my own system, which will enable me to work in this place. The oil tank dispenser, when activated, will produce an empty vessel for filling. When the empty tank is held near the oil tank refill pump, the magnetic attractor should take the tank and lock it into the correct configuration. Using the lever will begin the refilling process. Once refilling is completed, the tank can be removed and placed in its service. Extreme caution must be used in handling the fuel tanks. They are quite unstable. The system is sound and well engineered. It appears that the Greaves Oil Company has done something correctly for once. So I wonder if we can actually add or take the tank. Oh, here's the tank. I wonder if we can actually stick the empty tank here and refill it. I'm probably going to do that next, actually. There's nothing out there. Oh, here's a refueling station. No, wait, no, that's something different. Well, let's also read this. Out at sea, they secure the beast with hooks, with lines cast from the main ship and from several smaller boats. Buoys keep the whale from diving deep. Once it's caught, a larger hook is driven through the tail, which is used to hoist the creature up through the chute. They moan and bellow for some time as the men get them into the deck, then lift them into the scaffolding overhead. The ship adjusts its prow and returns to port in Dunwall, where the crew works on the great creature, slicing off the fattiest parts while it still lives. Ugh, that's horrible. You've already read that. And then this is from a City Watch procedure manual. Commissioned by the Lord Regent in the face of the growing plague crisis, the dead counter is a position that will only be given to officers, usually of junior or middle grades. In most matters of edict or curfew enforcement, these officers will defer to the acting officer on duty. However, any dead counter will have command in situations related to the plague and the handling of the dead, including those with late-stage plague symptoms, called weepers in common parlance. Starting in the month of rain, interested officers may apply for the test, and if accepted, for the 2-week training tour. Pay will be administered in coin and rations of elixir at 1.5 normal pay grade. Pull the lever, huh? Okay. Dispense an empty tank. Let me get this bottom book, if I can. Failed experiments. Of course I have attempted to improve upon Sokolov's designs. Of course, and why not? After all, it is likely that his thinking was influenced in some small way by our time together at the Academy. Ha! This guy. We were all part of a community, striving to unknot the mysteries of the cosmos. Even those among us who possess the greatest minds are often led to a fruitful line of consideration by, how does one say it, our intellectual subordinates. Sokolov is no exception to this, despite the glamour of his genius he has cast over the aristocracy. Oh, he's dissing him so hard. But like, you know, the way a smart person disses people. And further, it is true that many of my experiments have failed. No need to gossip about it behind my back in your social clubs and in the very chambers of the Academy itself. Great ambition requires risks. You may laugh now at my door to nowhere, but someday you will not. Your children will likely see it as commonly as you see the electric lamps lighting our streets at night. But a few short years ago, you would have laughed at Sokolov's arc pylon or wall of light. Your laughter, your condescending smiles, they are nothing but evidence of your own limited imagination. That's right, Piero. Well, let's take this. I wonder if I bump into a wall, will it explode into my face?
Perfect. Now plug it in. Just get it near the receptacle. Magnetism will do the rest. Perfect. Thank you, Cole. Here, see? The assassin's mask.
Oh, that's what you're making.
Man, so everyone in the city knows your face, but this mask will mean terror to them. If you just hold still, the fit must be precise. There. Can you see normally? Center lens out of alignment. There. Better now? I could create more for you. Upgrades for your gear, weapons, munitions. But our situation here is desperate. Scavenge the city for valuables, and I will resell them on the black market. That should give us the money to craft the things you need.
So that's why things are transferred into coins.
Tell me what I can make for you.
Hello! We can make bolts, sleep bolts, bullets, a spring razor. It's a trap that can be placed on nearly any surface. Rewire tool allows you to rewire circuitry and turn security systems to your advantage. Consumed on usage. Really? It's consumed on usage? Well, that's annoying. What about upgrades? This is pretty cool. Is immediate even in combat. Faster reload. Enables auto reload. Travel faster further. Dispersion and stabilizes aim. This unlocks a bunch of other stuff that we can do. Increases radius. Makes the sword more effective when locking blades and pushing against an enemy. Allows you to magnify your view. Ooh, I like that. Increases bullet storage. Increases standard bolt capacity. Bone charm capacity. I wonder what this is going to be. Well, I really like this mask optics upgrade. I think I'd like to get it. You want to buy mask optics 1? Yes. Here we go. And is there anything else that I would like? What about purchases? Should I buy some of this stuff? Let's get a rewire tool. We can rewire walls of light, arc pylons, and watchtowers. So 2 of those are the inventions of Sokolov. Oh, you could place the spring razor on rats that then carry the mine to enemies. Pretty cool. It's not expensive. Let me look at upgrades, though, again, really quick. I wouldn't mind getting sword crossing or something. Spring razor. Makes the sword more effective. Unlocking blades. There we go. And, purchases. Let's get... We have 3 bullets, 3 of these, 6 of these. Sure, let's get some spring razors. Might as well. A spring razor trap can be attached to any surface by aiming at it and pressing the left trigger. It'll be triggered as an enemy approaches, throwing up a cloud of shrapnel. Let's get 2. And I also want to get some bullets. And maybe another rewire tool. And then they get a grenade. We could get a couple grenades, or we could get some more sleeping bolts. And more crossbow bolts. And then, I guess some more crossbow bolts. Alright, there we go.
You must be exhausted. I advise that you get some sleep. Your life will get even more difficult soon. You should rest while you can. Very well. You know best. Let me know if you need anything more.
Sure. I am curious. Alright, let's see what happens if we can throw this. Yeah, Khmer, I was thinking the exact same thing. It's time. Oh, that's not that bad. That's not like a massive explosion. It's pretty cool. Whoa. Woo! That's cool! I actually went through the glass. I was hoping that would happen. Was it perhaps out this window? Aha! Here we go. No, but I have the keyboard connected, so look, I could just go F5 and save. See? There it goes. And then F9 to load. Yeah, so I still have the keyboard in front of me. I can still use the hotkeys. It's like hybrid. I can use the controller for main, but then still use any of the hotkeys from the keyboard, too. There we go. Whoa, I almost fell off. Oh, we could probably dive into the water from here. That'll be cool. Hello? The Fugue Feast. Huh. At the end of every year, after the last day of the month of songs, we begin the Fugue Feast. The new year is not started, and thus the time that follows is outside the calendar. A period of celebration and feasting begins, during which the people abandon the very practices that keep them whole and healthy over the year. Many leave their homes, euphoric with spirits or potential herbs. Some paint their faces or wear masks to conceal themselves as they pursue their passion without reservation. When the right cosmological signs are observed and it is time for the calendar to begin anew, the sitting high overseer calls for the hymn of atonement, and the Fugue Feast ends. Families return to their homes, wives to their husbands, enemies put down their weapons, and fires are extinguished. No complaint is given for those who have wronged others, deviated from ancient codes, or discarded oaths, for this time during the astrological alignment does not exist, and is not recorded. It's like the Purge. The following day starts the new year, marked on the first day of the month of Earth, as it has always begun. Like a people where everyone does, performs debauchery and does horrible things, and it's fine. It doesn't matter. It's part of the Fugue Feast. You can do whatever you want. Get it out of your system. Alright, I think I need to take a quick break here and go and check on the dog that I'm watching for someone. I'm watching a dog this week because they're on vacation. Oh, damn it. I almost hit the trigger on accident. So, I will be right back. He's barking a lot, so I gotta see if there's something wrong or something like that. I don't know. Alright, see you soon.